I want to talk to you about the Journey to Surrender, which is the online program that I wrote for my company, Songs That Heal. The Journey to Surrender is 5 songs and 5 songbook journals the songbook journals are intended to guide you through each song. But I really wrote it because I hadn't surrendered. And I think for me, where I am in life, it's a daily process. It's a daily surrender. And sometimes I surrender parts and take them back, and then I surrender again. This has become a relationship of surrender for me. So I want to talk a little bit about the idea of why we don't surrender and what it really feels like to the brain and the unconscious, and why it's so hard and what it really means. And I think sometimes the best way for me to talk about things is to sing them. So I'm going to sing you a little bit of one of the songs that I would say is sort of the spiritual axis of the whole program, because it's the most surrendering. The other songs are a lot about how we surrender, but the second song in the journey is called Here I Am. And that song was really me sitting down at the piano and saying, here I am. Like, I can't anymore. Because like most of us, I have tried 1,001 different ways to manage what I feel, right? That's what we do. People will say, well, they want to get divorced, or they want to quit drinking, or they want a better relationship with their kids, or they want to get married, or, whatever it is. But really, it's never the thing. It's not the marriage. It's not the job. It's not the divorce. It's not the kids. It's not that. What the real thing is, if we got right all the way down to it, is I want to feel different. I want to feel different. And what's it going to take for me to feel different? And so I think when I sat down at the piano that day, I was exhausted of myself. Have you ever been there where you're just exhausted by you? And you can't blame anybody else, because you're like, you know what? I've changed circumstances. I've changed people. I've changed friendships. I've changed jobs. Some people, sadly, I've changed marriages, whatever it is. And you're still with you, right? So that day, I just sat down at the piano. And I have a friend who said, just tell the truth. Just sit at your piano and tell the truth. And I just literally began to have a conversation with God. And I said, this is my secret. This is my shame. These are the places I cannot change. And these tears just started pouring down from my eyes, because I was like, this is it. This is my secret. This is my shame. This is the thing. I spend all these days and all this time coaching all these people and singing all these songs. And I've had hits on the radio, and I have healthy children. And I've had a brilliant career at Onsite in Tennessee, which was just so amazing, where I learned so much. And I have all this training, and I still cannot overcome this part of myself. Right? And I'm a Christian, and I seek God, and I pray, and I still cannot overcome this part of myself. And in my case, that part of myself was riddled with fear, just so much fear. And I think I felt a lot of shame about that fear, because when you spend your life helping people heal, and you yourself are in a struggle, it's challenging, because I would love to come to the work and tell you that I figured it out, right? Like the secret sauce, you want great Italian food, here's where you go, okay? But it doesn't work like that, right? I think what really brings healing is that I come to you and I tell you, hey, I wrote the first line of this song because I too was in pain. And we sort of follow that AA model, right? I love that AA model. It makes absolutely no sense, and it works 100% of the time. 2 drunks, 2 alcoholics get together and they get sober. It's mind-blowing. It's like this guy helps this guy and they're both drunks, and they invite God into it, and they get sober. And it's been working for nearly a century. And it's more effective, according to the American Medical Association, it's more effective than any other alcohol and drug protocol that there is. Why? Because two people got together and said, I can't. Please help. And so I think that's what this program, The Journey to Surrender, was really for me. It was me singing to you my truth. I can't. I need help. The first song is Let Go, let go, let go. You're holding on too tight. I should have put a mirror on the piano, right? I was singing to me. And then the song I'm singing to you now, Here I Am. That's how it started. I sat down at the piano and I was singing to God. I was just saying, this is my secret. This is my shame. These are the places I cannot change. And I just kept going with tears pouring down my face. This is my weakness. This is my grief. This is the place where I need. And it was interesting because I didn't even know what the next chord was going to be. But what came out of me next was, so please go slow. Right? Just, could you go slow? I was always afraid to surrender because I didn't know what it would mean. I didn't know what that surrender would mean. I used to have a friend that would say, I know God has a plan. I just don't know if I'm going to like it. I understand that, right? What's it going to mean if I just come in here and lay it all down? And if you have survived trauma, likely you have trusted someone and that trust has been broken. So when you hear the idea of trust God, bring to God this pain and trust God, that's like, it hadn't worked out so well for me trusting. So my request, given all the broken trust, after I finished telling the truth, my request was just, please go slow. This is where I broke. And I remember it was like taking off garments. This is where I broke. It was so intimate and so personal and so painful, but I knew that my way wasn't working, And so let me sing you up to where I was, right? So at first I tell the truth. This is my secret. This is my shame. These are the places I cannot change. This is my weakness. This is my grief. This is the place where I need. Please go slow. This is where I broke. And I got through that, and the only thing that came out was just like full surrender. And I literally just, if you can play piano and open your arms wide at the same time, that's what I did. And I just went, here I am, here I am, with my arms open wide to you. What else could I say? You know what I'm saying? Here I am, with my arms open wide to you. So I told the truth. This is my secret. This is my shame, right? And then I made the request, please go slow, right? And I think when I got to the end of that, I just sat there at the piano, and the only natural thing to sing was, here I am, with my arms open wide to you. Here I am, with my arms open wide to you. And I mean, I was just weeping, just saying, this is it. This is all I got. You know what I mean? And then there was this other part of me that really, really thought, I'm going to walk away from this piano and I'm going to be cured of myself. You know what I mean? And little did I know it was just the beginning. And what came next, what happened in the second verse was a miracle for me. It was really a moment that I cannot explain, because I knew I had been heard. I knew God had heard me. I knew that heaven was singing back to me. And you have to go listen to the whole song to hear that part, because it was just what I had to hear. So then the cry became even louder. Then it wasn't, I'm afraid to surrender. It was, I can't wait to, right? I can't wait to surrender. And by the third verse of the song, you know, it was a little more like this. Here I am, with my arms open wide to you. Here I am, with my arms open wide to you. With my arms open wide to you. And I just kept going, man. Just me and God. Just, you know, I'm opening my arms. He's opening his arms. And the healing that poured out that day it was really powerful. But I think, you know, after I really let that pour out and I was just really crying out in the song, just saying, okay, here I am. You know, the healing that poured out was profound. It was really powerful for me. And it really started this whole idea that I have to surrender. And, you know, I want to tell you I'm there, but I'm not there. I'm here. And here is where I'm supposed to be. And here is where I'm learning. Here is where I'm little by little letting go. Here is where I'm opening my arms and saying, here I am. And really the surrender of here I am is that I don't have to have it figured out. I don't have to know what God's going to do. I don't have to give him a suggestion. He's got it, you know? And so I encourage you to go and listen to the whole song. Listen to Michael's strings and all the production he did that was so beautiful. Listen to the words, listen to the melodies, get the songbook journal, do the writing. Just give yourself the gift of opening your arms and saying, here I am. And just see what happens. See what comes back. Because I can tell you, as a survivor of trauma, which I imagine you probably are, me too, that control will never work. And surrender will never be easy. But it will be beautiful, and it is the beginning of what you actually want, what I actually want, where we actually become who we were intended to be. And that's a beautiful thing. So I'm Tyler, and I use songs to heal. And Here I Am is one of the songs that I have used to heal and to release the burden of having to figure it out and letting heaven sing back to me. It's a song that's an ongoing conversation between me and God. And I hope it blesses you. And I hope you get the freedom you're looking for.